Hey everybody, this is Jeremiah Craig coming at you from Wonderland Gear Exchange, a brand new store that just opened up here in Ballard in Seattle. So let's get to talking with Ben and Nate, the owners. This is going to be an awesome episode. I'm so excited to share this with you guys. It's the Break Room Balladeer. You guys just opened up 2 days ago on Saturday, December 8th.
Yeah.
And you said it was a great opening day.
Yeah, it was pretty thrilling. This is really a first-time venture for both Nate and me, and I think any small business owner can relate to finally putting yourself out there and just seeing, like, you know, are people gonna like it? Are they gonna resonate with what we're trying to do? And to have a few hundred folks come in throughout the day and seeming to be like really excited about what's going on here and providing some really positive feedback was just a really meaningful and special thing.
It's as if everyone thought, wanted this to exist, but never told anyone. Mm-hmm. And now that it's here, it's all that people want to talk about. I don't know. You know, we ask people if they come to the register, how'd you hear about the shop? Like, well, I saw a post on Facebook and someone at work talked to me about it, and my neighbor. That is astounding that folks are talking about it. It's the best, word of mouth is the best kind of marketing any business can hope for. So we're just excited that folks in the neighborhood and around Seattle want to talk about our shop.
What was the deciding factor that you guys should go into business with each other?
Sure, so Ben has had the idea to open up this kind of store for quite some time.
Because I was used to, in Colorado, there being shops like this, a place where the outdoor community could come buy and sell used gear. And that was kind of quirky and kind of weird, but fun and useful. And when I moved to Seattle, I didn't find anything like this. So I just sort of sat on the idea.
And when I came here a couple of years ago, he'd mention it, we'd talk about it a little, but you know, both of us had different jobs going on. And eventually we were leaving, we were out on a backcountry ski trip last winter in Idaho. We had a ton of time to kill in the car.
10 hours both ways to fill the space. But on that car ride, Nate asked, what would this actually look like? And after that, we were like, well, if it doesn't exist, maybe it's a bad idea. Like, maybe people have tried it and it just shouldn't work here. So let's figure out why. And once we know why, we'll walk away. From February all the way through to August.
Kind of researching and talking to people, we couldn't find a good answer as to why it couldn't work. So we decided to take the plunge. And yeah, here we are. We've got a shop where people are buying and consigning every day.
What about when you had to get those initial consignment folks interested? How did you go about trying to find them and convincing them to use you to sell their gear?
We're fortunate that we had a good friend who runs a similar type shop out in Colorado. So we definitely consulted with him kind of about, you know, just how the general business would go. And we figured the only way to test if it can work is to try to create a small version of the shop. So we set up several pop-up events at breweries this summer where we used our limited Facebook reach and the brewery posting about our event to generate a little bit of interest, and folks who saw the posts showed up with gear to consign. And you know, we sort of, I think, proved the concept in a small way, and from there had the confidence to definitely go forward with finding a space and signing a lease.
So you had the step, you had the pop-ups, and now the actual physical location.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and that was, I think it's like, you know, we are applying sort of typical startup mentalities, you know, the lean startup concept to this brick and mortar business, where test the minimum viable product to figure out what customers actually want and how they're going to participate with your idea. And by proving that through those brewery pop-up events, we were able to transition to a full-time brick and mortar.
That is a really cool strategy. I love it. How do you select the gear that you consign from folks?
The easy one-liner is that we want to be like a year-round REI garage. So it's the kind of outdoor products that you'd see in a store like an REI or Ascent Outdoors. We choose brands that are usually represented in that industry. And then we make sure that things are clean, that they're in good working order. We do have to turn things away if no longer have a usable life left in them. Where we get a little bit more flexible is in some of the apparel. We've brought in some cool sort of vintage 30, 40-year-old outdoor gear and equipment that maybe isn't the most technical piece anymore, but does have some neat heritage to it that I think people get excited about. Those are some Marmot fleece pants on the wall that are, I think, 40 years old that I wouldn't want to wear because it feels like a Brillo pad, but it is like a cool part of like the way the outdoor industry is developed. We've been selling some like old one-piece ski suits that have sort of a vintage or retro appeal. So, and that's the stuff that makes shopping in a place like this fun.
What are you most looking forward to as this business grows?
I think it's seeing just how it can evolve. I mean, there are definitely opportunities that Ben and I are excited about. Hopefully we can, at some point in the future, maybe add a service component or, repair component to the store, just furthering the mission to keep gear out of the landfill and making sports more accessible.
I think in the short term, what I'm looking forward to most is starting to build a team in Wonderland, to be able to start hiring some folks, because it's just Nate and me right now. We've got a small team together, but I think we're both really excited to start growing that pretty quickly. There's so many ways that things could grow from here. I don't know if I can pick just one, but it'll be exciting to see what can come together.
All right, here's the song that I wrote for the occasion. Ooh, good acoustics in here. Grab your pack and let's go back to the quiet and clear nights. I could use a break from making haste, surrounded by city sights. As kayaks float in snow-graced slopes I'm made to explore. So come with me and we'll be free to discover what it's all for. Let's find a wonderland. Mountaintops to Pacific sands. Let's find some strong ground to stand on, just because we can. Take the exit lane to high desert plains where the water pours in from the plateau. The ancient lakes can't be forsaken, so that's where I wanna go. Then back to the Cascades for the steepest grade and all the mountainside thrills. It's quite a feat, it makes the slopes back east feel just like molehills. Let's find a wonderland. Mountaintops to Pacific sands. Let's find some strong ground to stand on, just because we can. So pick a trail and forward your mail, 'cause we won't be back for a time. On sunny days or when it rains, there's no telling what we'll find. From canyons grand to Pacific sands, you'll always have my hand. We'll be farmers tanned in our V-dub van, finding our wonderland, yeah. Let's find a wonderland. Mountaintops to Pacific sands. Let's find some strong ground to stand on, just because we can. Let's find a wonderland. Mountain tops to Pacific sand.